what was your transformation?
Averaging 25K a month. Now we're averaging $50,000 a month.
Yeah.
So pretty much double. I was pushing carts at Walmart, 15 an hour. I pretty much was sleeping in my car and I got caught. I was too embarrassed and never showed up after that again. I got 30,000 followers just posting on TikTok. And then I got 100,000 followers in 3 months. I had no idea how to monetize it. Didn't make a single penny on December 2023. And then the last few days, I collected $8,000.
By switching just that specific thing, with no change in marketing, no change in sales, just the way you present the offer, you could triple your prices just like that, and even triple your profit.
And not only been able to pretty much double my business, but also do less brute force hustling all the time.
Bro, you got the watch on. Guys, Cruz bought this on the Dubai trip. To me, man.
Bro.
Beautiful, guys. I'm here with my man, Cruz. It's gonna be really exciting to kind of show you guys his story and how he's been able to scale up. For those that don't know, who is Cruz Brooks?
Yeah, so online fitness coach. You can look at me as a influencer, but I like to be perceived as a coach for sure. Just helping people out, helping people get in shape. That's what I'm all about. So yeah.
Hell yeah, bro's famous. He has 300K followers. We started working together, I think 90 days ago?
Yeah, pretty much.
90 days ago. And in 60 days, kind of what was your transformation?
So averaging 25K a month. I've hit a $30,000 a month, but now we're averaging $50,000 a month.
Yeah.
So pretty much double.
Hell yeah. It's 69 days, so it's only the beginning. Before we even go into all the kind of nitty gritty stuff and all the business strategy, I want to talk about who you actually are and how you kind of grew up. I want to talk about how you even got into fitness coaching and kind of all that stuff. And so run me through your kind of background story, how you grew up and everything like that.
Okay. So 10 years old, no financial issues with my family when I was younger, anything like that. Any issues that I knew were kind of, hidden for the most part.
Yeah.
And there wasn't much going on too much in my life at that point. Things that did start popping up is for my brother, started abusing drugs a little bit. That was the kind of a start of more the struggles and stuff like that. Financially was never an issue. We're just kind of pretty normal for the most part. Nothing too crazy for sure. But yeah, going throughout that, always quiet, shy, never really talked that much. Wasn't that I wasn't super popular, but I wasn't I was liked by everybody pretty much. You know what I mean? I was kind of in between everything. And that was throughout school, stuff like that. But those things were going on. Obviously, those struggles are obviously kind of building me up mentally for sure during that time. And it's I always had thoughts entrepreneurship wise, I knew I was never going to go to college. I wasn't interested in that. And it was just that was the one thing, I didn't have much confidence and stuff like that, but that was the one thing I had conviction about, in my own mind.
Yeah.
Is there was nothing else that could tell me that I would go down another path. I'd only do it just for my parents' sake, if it was college and stuff like that, just make them happy. But I know I'm working towards something else on the side, and I always knew that.
I'm curious actually, because everyone starts fitness for a different reason. You started really early. Really early. Well, what actually made you start? Was it the fact that you had all these things going on in your personal life, you just wanted an escape, or what was it that kind of got you hey, I want to start working out?
So I was a freshman in high school.
How old were you?
Yeah, 13, 14.
Really?
And I remember it being a thing where I wanted to I felt I just met a standard.
Yeah.
And the environment I was in, being in school, and I wanted to have something to be kind of above everybody in some way. That was kind of the big motivation, as that's how I wanted to stand out, which is crazy foreshadowing that I turned into a career,
Yeah.
6 years down the line. But that was the one thing I wanted to do. And then getting into it, what I had yet again was that conviction was just I'm just gonna do I'm just gonna be that was one thing that came naturally, is the consistency, which most people lack.
Yeah.
99% of the time, that's the biggest reason why people can't see success. But the consistency without the knowledge, I just used my base knowledge, whatever my mom would tell me was healthy or stuff like that, or just YouTube. And I was just training consistently with the limited equipment I had. I was doing just body weight stuff.
Yeah.
Pull-ups, push-ups, body weight squats. And I got pretty ripped for sure, being 13.
When you took fitness seriously, when did you kind of realize that, hey, I can actually turn this into a career? Was there an epiphany moment where people were paying you and all that stuff? How'd that happen? How'd you sign your first guy?
So actually going back to still high school, during that time also, I was like posting on TikTok. Yeah, I got like 30,000 followers just posting on TikTok, videos in my basement of me just doing exercises and shit. So yeah, I just do exercises, film myself, and post them. That's when I knew I was like, okay, I can definitely do something with fitness. Because I always thought of like the brand deals though. I was never thinking about coaching.
Yeah.
Because you got to keep in mind I was quiet, I was shy.
Yeah.
Bro, I could not communicate with people like I do now. But if you asked me how I was doing this, like I'd be like, no way, I'm too scared.
Really? So I was kind of coming from a similar place actually. I was naturally introverted. I think naturally because we're in the online space, we kind of have to talk and communicate well. We kind of have to, you know?
Yeah.
For content, for coaching, for whatever. How did you kind of break out of that shell where it's like, because the thing is, if you're shy and you're posting content, it's like hard as hell. Because I'm sure your friends judged you. I'm sure people just like called you weird and stuff. Like even for me and Josh, when we first started posting, I got flamed. How did you kind of get out of your shell and kind of just start?
You know what? I didn't really have any negativity. That's like one of the good things though. It's like I never had negativity with that stuff.
Really?
Biggest thing with communication wise and like learning to break out of that is 100% is sales.
Yeah.
Dude, like getting on the phone and trying to like, it's the most like, especially for me, I'm more comfortable. Like there's just some people that are just like okay with asking, like they're perfectly fine with asking people for money. Sometimes that can turn into a bad thing, especially when their product's not good.
Yeah.
Like I'm not somebody who's comfortable asking somebody for money. So like, dude, I remember like I hired my first mentors and they gave me a sales script, bro. I printed that shit out. I had it up on my car, like my phone, and I literally had to pack it. I was like, yeah, bro. And that's how I did it.
Oh, wow. So you didn't even launch the coaching business after high school?
No, I worked a job for like a year.
Wow. So you didn't, like, it wasn't happening for you like right there and then you just kind of dropped out, like you didn't go to college. You kind of had to like, you kind of figured it out along the way, similar to Josh, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow. The whole time I thought you just got out of high school and you already had the business running.
Nah, I was pushing carts at Walmart.
Holy shit. So
15 an hour.
What gave you the confidence to think that, hey, I could, like, was that in your mind, like, hey, I wanted to make this work, this whole fitness coaching thing, or not yet?
No, I wanted to make fitness work.
Yeah.
It wasn't about
Coaching.
it wasn't about coaching.
Specific. How did you kind of get into fitness coaching then?
So there was a guy at my gym. His name was Gabe Jenis.
Okay.
You guys seen him? Super tatted dude. He does some like comedy stuff, but then he transitioned over to coaching. I lived in a town in Pennsylvania. I'm not gonna say where because it's like a small town, but about 30 minutes north of that, there was like a really nice gym I'd visit from time to time, and then I was just posting like physique stuff like 3 times a day. I was going there, but also while working the job, I was actually in like my first 3 months of doing that. I was just so consistent. Like going back to that, like I was doing everything wrong, but I was so consistent. Like I literally had, like everybody would say, like, you know, like the TikTok watermark on the videos. Yeah. I literally had a video hit 100,000 likes with the TikTok watermark.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like, but I was just like so consistent and persistent. I just post on TikTok and then quick download it and send it over to Instagram. Yeah. I just do that every day with the time I had extra. And then I got like 100,000 followers in 3 months. My first 100,000.
Holy shit, 3 months.
It was a different time during then though.
And it was mainly because of your physique.
That was when like Reels was like first introduced.
So you caught the wave early and you just started.
100% did.
So you had 100K followers on IG, just off of posting physique videos. Yeah. And then when did you get into coaching? So
I tried it a little bit. I was like, oh, okay, you can do this. I tried to write programs, I do the coaching, and I didn't want to get any of the apps because I didn't want to pay for it and the monthly stuff and things like that. So I'd like tried a little bit, write some programs for a few people for, I don't even know how much per month. Yeah. 50, 75 bucks a month.
That's how everyone starts off.
Yeah. Now. But like, but I'd only try to sell them in the DMs. I wasn't comfortable going on the phone with somebody. And then slowly as time went on, a few months go by, I'm starting to try to sell people just like, I'd connect with them on WhatsApp and then just do a WhatsApp call with them. Yeah. Like, but no video. I didn't want to do video. Yeah. So that's like the next step I'd had is like, no video. And then pretty much, I just call them. And I think I was able to sign like a guy on for like $200 a month.
Okay.
I remember that guy too. He sounded so enthusiastic, but he ended up paying. Yeah. But it still wasn't consistent. And then, I was just getting a taste of stuff. I get sales here and there, write out programs, sell a guy on a monthly program. I was not making more than $1,000 a month. For
Huh.
sure not during that time. I invested them August 2023, just so you have some context. And then, that was when I made my first high ticket. And then I was maybe ranging 1 to 2,000 after that, from like September, October. And then I think I hit maybe like a $3,000 or $4,000 a month come November of that month. And then my first $8,000 month was that December. But it was, and then what ended up happening was, it was actually pretty crazy. So like, this is why I was getting tired of this job. I was at the job too. I was at the Walmart still. Yeah, I was pretty sure during this time. Actually, no, I wasn't. It was actually the year before. My bad. It was actually 2022, the December of 2022, where I had the job. Still, that's when I quit the job. December 2022. I kind of quit, not really. What ended up happening was I was getting sick of it following those months. I pretty much like was sleeping in my car, and I got caught because it was like, I do the work and I go in my car and I just sleep. You know what I mean? Or like there would be like these guys that would just like, there's these kids I'd work with, and they would just be like tryhards, bro, like with it in like a good way. And then I just like, no, okay, I don't have to do any work. And then pretty much just got caught sleeping in my car, bro. I was too embarrassed and never showed up after that again.
Really?
And that's when I didn't even consider coaching, actually. Forgot to mention that. I wasn't even considering coaching. So I was way before. So it was like almost before I got my first high ticket sale. It was pretty much 8 months after.
Wow.
So like I was just living off savings that I had.
You quit with no plan, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
In the 8 months when you weren't kind of working a job and you kind of needed to kind of figure something out, and like, you know, that period where it's like, oh, you're getting these months and everything, how did that kind of make you feel? Was it like a sigh of relief, like, okay, this actually works, let me just double down now? Or
during the 8 months?
Yeah.
So like I said, I just had like the belief, like I'm gonna do this, whatever, figure out. I have this, safety net of, $10,000. I was able to regrow a new TikTok account. I pretty much got shredded within 8 weeks.
Holy shit.
Single digits. Though, and like, if people are gonna watch this that know me, like the Cruz you saw, like the leanest, probably like that was super, super shredded. That's what I'm talking about when I got lean in like 8 weeks. I was doing like whatever, like how as low as I could push calories that day, I did pretty much. And I just get my protein in. And I did that. And I just do like an hour-long walk every single day in the sun. Every single day. So I got super tan, super lean. I barely ate anything. And that was all I was focused on. I just used my money to for pretty much just like energy drinks just to survive, and like just drive into the gym and getting content. And I was actually able to go from 0 to 200,000 followers in 2 months. On a TikTok account with that physique alone.
So at this point, you were running your coaching offer, you're doing well. And I remember when you came, it was like you were still doing 25K a month, and Josh went from 500 to 30K, something like that, in 4 months. You kind of saw his transformation, and you're like, okay, like if he can make 30K a month with his audience, you were like 10 times his audience or something like that, right? Was it something like that?
Yeah.
You had 10x his audience and you were making the same, if not less than Josh at that point. What specifically kind of frustrated you? Like, was it just a stagnant growth that didn't allow you to scale, or like what kind of was it?
The reason I didn't join you earlier is because I knew you were making like the same amount as me.
Yeah.
At that time, so it was like, it didn't really make sense. It's like you always want to hire the guy that's one step ahead of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have the knowledge to go 10 steps ahead, but it's like you want to hire the guy that's like one step ahead of you, because it's been like, if you hire a guy that's doing, like let's just say like around amount like $10 million a year, it's like he hasn't been in that place in so long now. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's been a few months since you've been in kind of my scenario. If like as you level up, I'm gonna level up and just kind of follow from there. I think that's like a much better scenario. And then I just liked that your whole like. It was all results based, because you see the guys that are flashy and they kind of, and stuff like that. And it's just, you had a different philosophy, and I kind of saw that for the most part. And it was just easy to trust you because Josh was seeing success. And also I'll blame this on Josh too. The reason I didn't look at your program good is because he was so damn lazy. He made me think like you weren't doing shit for him. Like that was the thing, is he was so lazy in the beginning. Funny. That he made me think like, okay, this guy's just not helping. He doesn't, you know what I mean? That was one of the things for me that I was like, I don't know.
That's too funny. I remember this as well because I knew
Yeah.
Josh. Like I think when Josh joined, he mentioned you as well. And Josh is one of those guys where you know he has the potential. He's just fucking lazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't put in the work and he waits it out for I don't know what reason. And I was like, I know if I got Josh a result, like I know like, you know, people that saw him get the result would also come as well. So that's why I pushed him and like Josh is on 50K, you're doing 50K. It's like you guys are both kind of in the same boat now, and it's like there's so much more potential for you guys to tap into. So much more potential. And I think for you it's like as soon as you saw Josh actually achieve the transformation, it's like that clicked in your head. It's like, oh, okay, I can do this as well. But when Josh actually hit that transformation, we're all guys, we're competitive, and we kind of compare naturally. How did that make you feel that if someone that had less kind of followers, that kind of had less qualifications and was less qualified than you, was making kind of the same amount in a shorter amount of time? Did that kind of frustrate you? And like, I know obviously it's like you're happy for him, but did that frustrate you deep down, or how did that make you feel?
No, it never frustrated me. It's like an aw shit moment.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I gotta step up my game now.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like, okay, I gotta step it up. Not jealousy, because that's not the feeling. It's not the same. It like sits with you.
It makes
It's like
you
I gotta
realize.
I gotta level up too. But it's like it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
You know, most people just like, and most people, I think that an average person's reaction to that feeling is talking shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like talking about this, that, you know? But like for me, it was just like, okay, I gotta level up for the most part. And I just like what you were doing with his program and stuff like that. It's like, I could see the correlation between like, it's most people, it's make my fulfillment worse to take on more clients because I make more money. So my time's now more valuable. That does not make any sense at all.
I mean, how long were you stuck at 25K a month for?
So it wasn't like I was stuck there. Like I'm talking like averaging it out, right? It would be like 1 month, like 30, another month 15,
Yeah.
another month 20,
It's just inconsistent.
like 37, then it would go back down.
Yeah.
You know, and it would go back down. Yeah, it wasn't consistent pretty much.
And how long did you kind of have that inconsistency for?
I mean, honestly, maybe like 3 months, and then it shot up, and then it started slowing down again the next 2. And then that second month, those 2 months after, so it was like income shot up, dropped down 2 months, then shot up again, and then dropped down 2 months. And then that like 6th kind of month towards the end was when I joined you, right? So that was kind of what it was. And it was just like I was doing things I did not want to do anymore. And then I had the mindset, it was like, oh, I'm just being a bitch.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I'm just being a pussy because I don't want to do these things. But it's like, no, you should give them up to somebody else. It's so much better. Or you'll compare at the fact it's like, well, this guy made this amount of money doing all these things on his own.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but you can't compare it in that way because everybody's like mentally different, how you function, stuff like that. Because I was just like, well, I have to hit this amount of income on my own before I go and hire this whole entire team. And then looking at like also your stuff is like, I just had like the ego kind of, not ego, I don't know, or limiting belief in my head. It's like, well, I shouldn't get a team until I hit X amount of money because like I want to be self-sufficient, right? So like I want to automate stuff and make it so I don't need a team and things like that. But it just ends up not working out. It's just like I think everybody's situation is different for the most part. So like, yeah, you can go and make 6 figures a month by yourself, but it's going to require another level of work ethic and
just patience, because it takes so much damn time. You know what I mean? It's like, why would you do that?
And it doesn't really make sense. And by the end of it, you're not going to want to run your business like that anyways.
Exactly.
You're not going to want to. Like
you're going to have to restructure everything to begin with.
Yeah.
And
so
now you're back to ground zero. Right.
Exactly. So yeah, you're going to have to, it just doesn't, it's not, for some, I mean, maybe there's somebody out there it's sustainable for, but most people want to take a step back.
Yeah, for sure. How was the first month kind of like just implementing everything? Because I think I literally told you like, you're working on your business completely wrong. And I think the main thing that I want to transfer over is like, obviously it's the strategies and like making more money, but it's how to actually run a business, how to think the right way, how to think smart and actually work smart, not hard enough.
Yeah.
You know? How did that kind of change your perspective on everything, and how was the first month just overall?
Oh, it was great. I think I made, it took me a week to make my money back or something?
Yeah, literally.
Like, I only put half down. I made my money back in the first, like, week.
Bro, it was so funny. I told Cruz, you remember how much you were charging?
So I was doing 1,500 for 3 months and 2,400 for
Yeah.
6. So,
And you only pitched the 1500.
well, I just do. Well, my pitch was like I would tell them the 2 options. So it's like 3 months, it's 1,500, 2,400 for 6. Which one of those work better for you?
Yeah.
Like that's really good as like a basic, like for somebody who doesn't like. It's really good for somebody who's just starting out. I think that kind of like offer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could have been charging way more with the same offer that I had. We just literally just bumped it up to like
6K, and you got
6K.
the payment on the second day, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
He got a 6K PIF on the second day, and that was like, I think that was your moment. It was like, oh shit, I've been doing this wrong the entire time. Because you were selling these 1.5, 2.4 packages, but it's
I was
like,
so iffy on it, but I was just like,
yeah.
just go.
And
for
you
it.
were scared. I remember on our onboarding call, I was like, okay, the first thing we're gonna switch is not even like, I don't even want to switch your marketing. I just really want to switch the way that you package your offer. Because by switching just that specific thing, it's like, with no change in marketing, no change in sales, just the way you present the offer, you could triple your prices just like that, and even double, triple your profit. You know,
Exactly.
it was that easy. And like a lot of guys, like they literally believe it's like, oh, how do you charge more, bro? Cruz charges 6K for his fitness offer, which is ridiculous. When I told you to charge 6K, what?
Yeah, it wasn't even my new offer either.
Yeah, what were your thoughts?
Trying to think of my exact thoughts at the time.
Yeah.
Like I said, I always know I'm capable of these things. It's just it's a matter of when kind of thing. But yeah, definitely, it was definitely a big mental switch for me. I was honestly after that, I was like, is this something I can keep up? And it's definitely for sure something you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just have the right things behind it, for sure.
You literally just got 6K, what, the day before? It's PIF. What was it?
Oh, 2 days ago?
Yeah, literally.
Oh, okay, yeah, recently. Yeah.
And so like, yeah, it's like something you can just sustain and everything. It's so easy. It's actually so easy.
Yeah, and it's not like you have to try to get a sale every single day.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier. Like you don't have to be chasing every single day for that one smaller sale. You don't have to chase that one smaller sale every single day to make the income that you want.
Exactly. What do you think was the biggest factor to your success when you kind of went from that 25 to, because 25 you're already doing well. Like you were already doing multiple 5 figures a month. But what do you think took you to those 50K months where you can actually sustain it? Because that's kind of like after today and after the month ends, you're probably going to still be at 50, right?
It's realistically just drop the ego and then find somebody, put them on your team or train them up. Like have somebody who can train them to be better than you are at that one set skill. So like for example, setting.
Yeah.
You training up Gavin.
Yeah.
You guys training up Gavin was one of the biggest reasons why I was able to. You know what I mean? So like setting was the worst thing for me because I was inconsistent. Like the reason my income was inconsistent because I didn't want to set. You know what I mean? If there was a really good looking DM, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll make this happen, but I just get burnt out a lot of the time. So that was a big reason, one. And yeah, I was always setting for me, for sure, as having the right sales team. So definitely that was like the biggest thing is just finding people that are better at certain things than you are. You know what I mean?
How good did it feel when you kind of just completely got out of that setting process and you didn't have to do the shit that you didn't want to do and you could just do content or whatever?
Oh, it's sweet. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's definitely the best thing in the world. Like, I mean, it depends on what people like and don't like. I don't think anybody likes setting.
Yeah, fuck that.
I don't even think setters like setting.
Yeah.
It's just they do it to transition to something else.
Yeah.
It's just like an entryway, which is a good thing.
When you came to me, you didn't enjoy running the business because you were wearing all the hats, you were doing everything, and your setup wasn't even dialed in. It was like part of scaling a business, it doesn't come down to like getting so good at everything. It comes down to just enjoying what you do, doing more of that, and then outsourcing everything else and getting people that are better at the thing that you don't like doing to do it for you.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't understand because fitness guys are just like, just go. And it's like so stupid, you know?
Yeah.
Just work smarter. And I remember when we were hiring setters, you got so burned out because obviously like you need to be in the DMs to book calls. I remember like that situation. I was like, okay, we need to hire a setter. We need to do this. We need to do that. And that's like why the one-on-one is just so damn important. Like, bro, we've hopped on at this point probably over like 30, you know?
Easily.
FaceTimes or like Zoom calls or like just like talking or whatever, like, you know, Discord, whatever it is. And I think that's what led to your success. It's like, whenever you need me, just call me, you know? We don't have a typical like client relationship or whatever bullshit. Like, we're really just like good ass friends, you know? And like even prior to this trip, we were FaceTiming so damn much.
Yeah.
Almost like every damn day.
Yeah.
It's so funny. We were FaceTiming so damn much, and it's like whenever you had a problem, just ring me, boom. It was so perfect. But I think that type of relationship was what led to that success and everything. And it's like, that's how that's how I want to treat my guys to begin with. It's just that much more fun. And I think part of the reason why we've been able to do that is because my goal is to make like the best fulfillment in the online game. It's like I prioritize that so heavy by the way that I coach, the way that I carry myself, and the way that I even talk to you guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's fulfillment over everything else. What kind of surprised you about working with me that the other guys didn't kind of do? That, like you saw this, like, oh, okay, this is what's going to get me the result,
It's most people scale backwards for the most part. Like I was saying, because they make more money, they think their time is more valuable for still the same amount of fulfillment and even sometimes even a more poor product, right?
Yeah.
For you, and I think I've adopted it because it makes me enjoy, like, bro, like I don't really like taking money from somebody I don't think is going to get a result anymore.
That's what it is.
And that's like a big thing in the space. That's why I'm not in the make money online.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to do mentorship, I want to have made all the money I've ever wanted anymore, because I don't want to be connected in that way. Like once you get the first $6,000 payment, it's like, it doesn't change your life. Once you have like 6 figures in your bank account, it's like,
it's the same thing.
Absolutely nothing changes. Like you mentally, when you collect that payment, the only thing that's important to you now is just like making an impact. For me, it's like, it really doesn't, like I've done 5 figures in a day, and it's like that does not feel as good as like I've had guys that tell me like they're no longer pre-diabetic.
Yeah.
Their cholesterol levels are healthier, which is adding years to these guys' lives.
Yeah.
They just feel better on day to day. They're like happy to do the things and just adopting a lifestyle it's like you need something more than that, and that's where the fulfillment system comes in, for sure.
I was just saying, like, bro, it feels better when your client gets the result that you promised them. Like it's such a surreal feeling. Like when Pavan got his 13K sale this morning, I was like, bro, I got more hyped for that than my sale I got last night. It's like, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, that's the type of energy that you put out. And it's like, I think the reason why we're all so connected, and we're in this Dubai client retreat, if you guys haven't told already, in beautiful Dubai. The background is amazing, everything. I think the reason why we mesh so well is like all our morals and values are aligned.
Yeah.
There's not one person on this trip that prioritizes sales over fulfillment. And that's why
100%.
everyone gets along so well, And I think part of it is also like the community aspect, right?
Yeah, it might be sometimes too much fulfillment side. It's like we don't have to. But
Yeah.
Like, fulfillment's definitely heavily prioritized here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what goes on in somebody's head where it's like, don't you just get tired of not getting somebody results? It's like, bro, like the sale doesn't even matter. It's like,
Exactly.
I just can't even, that's the thing, which I'm glad my sales skills aren't good enough to lie to somebody. That's what I'm so glad about, is like, I can't lie to somebody on the phone. That's something I've never done.
Yeah.
Like everybody looks at me here like, I don't have a bad bone, like, bad bone in my body. That's like, anybody would say that. Like I don't have it in me to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, in a way, it's a good thing. Like, okay, maybe I've made less money, but now I'm playing a long-term game with anybody else.
Yeah.
When that's my advantage.
And it's always the long-term reputation that always sticks out. It's always that when you have a reputation that is just so clean, and that people know you and people can take your word for it, like, bro, that's what builds longevity in the online space. Because everything is built off of word of mouth. You were referred from Josh, right? If I didn't have a good fulfillment process to begin with, we wouldn't be sitting here. Imagine if Josh was still stuck at 500 a month.
No, yeah, 100%. It would, yeah.
Everything.
I don't even know where I'd be at.
Yeah.
So definitely one of the best decisions, if not the best decision I made in my business, for sure.
Yeah.
Is joining, Consulting Mastery. And yeah, you just need I hate saying systems because it's such a general word.
Yeah, but you'd actually like just straight up, everyone needs that.
Dude,
shit,
yeah, like you need it. You're selling yourself so short.
Yeah.
On like what you can do, and I honestly implementing, like, maybe not you just need a team.
Yeah.
You always need a team.
100%.
It's like the best thing.
100%. And I guess like, what do you think? Obviously you've you're making 50K a month at this point. You're doing well. You're in everyone's dream situation. People would die to make 50K a month, and bro, you got the watch on, guys. So you guys didn't know, Cruz bought this on the Dubai trip. Insane. If you haven't watched the vlog already, make sure to watch it. It was insane. Got it for a great price as well. But you have to watch. You got the cars. You're living in Miami. You're making 50K a month at 20. Like, you literally have everything, right? People would die to be in your situation, and it's like, what is next for you? Well, what's the next goal for you in a year's time?
I think it's an impact thing.
Yeah.
So what's great about having a team, number one, is you have people relying on you. So it's like you can't, like, having people relying on you for their income and paying their bills, it's just another level of pressure, good pressure.
Yes.
For me. So like just the feeling, like, I love sending my guys like their
Checks and
everything, just transferring their money, bro. Just that's like the best feeling. I love that. And then it's just impact. I just want to stack like as many transformations as possible within the space, and inevitably that, like, those things, like yeah, I have more goals to make more money, but I want to put in the context of my pretty much the guys that my team's goals, right? So I know if said, you know, one of my appointment setters makes X amount of money, I'm gonna generate that amount. So I'm not worried about what I get, because if they make more money, I am too.
Yeah.
So like just putting their goals ahead of mine, and inevitably I will hit mine with that, and then just stacking wins within my own community, fitness wise, just getting these guys to become killers, because I've really dialed in my fulfillment since, like, and just got my success rate up for, you know, for my guys and everything like that. Just really building that to be as big as possible and leaving the largest impact as I can. Yeah. For me next though, like, I want to come out with some sort of, whether it's you know, some sort of product, whether it's digital or something that is more hands-off for me as well. Me and Jace were talking about it, whether it be app products and stuff like that. Biggest guys in the space have those things, and just, you know, having those things as well. And just, it's not necessarily like I have a number in mind. It's just, let's see how far I can take it.
Yeah, hell yeah. And I think at the end of this year, I don't see how we're not doing multiple 6 figures a month.
Yeah,
I really don't.
It's like one of those things, is it goes back to that conviction. I just don't see myself not doing it.
Yeah.
It's just not, it's a matter of time. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, what I need to do to get there. It's when. So it's like, I know I have the steps in front of me. I just got to keep putting in the daily inputs every single day.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Bro, I mean, I want you to be real, because we've only been working together for like 60-ish days, you know, 90-ish days, whatever it is. Was there any moment in time where we were working together you didn't feel like you could achieve what you wanted or whatever?
No.
Wait, actually, like, nothing.
No,
really?
Not at all. There hasn't really been. No, the doubts only come from like, that's the thing, is self-accountability. Most people who are gonna join a mentorship have a self-accountability issue, right? They're gonna slip one day. They're not gonna do the thing they know they need to do. And then they're going to get all stressed, and they're going to get all worried, and they're going to say like, oh, it's my coach's fault. You know what I mean? That's like, I always go back to a self-accountability with it. I
mean, we're coming to the end of this video. For the guys that have been watching the YouTube videos, they're kind of on the fence about Joy. Whatever it is, what would you actually say to them? You know, the guys that are on the fence, they want to scale, but they just don't know if it's the right fit. What would you kind of say to them? I know you're about to say that one piece of advice. That's like the worst question. Never ask me the one piece of advice, because there's a lot of stuff. But for somebody who's on the fence about something, I mean, like, weigh out your options and just understand there's nobody else doing it for, like, at this level, right? So like, there's guys like, you know, yet again, but even guys that are super high up, like, there's like one other guy I know who helps guys scale to like $1 million per month. There's nobody fulfilling the way you do at kind of that range of guys who I mean, what's the kind of bare minimum income? 5K.
Like 10K a month, taking it to like that 30, 50, 100. Like, there's no guy going from that level with the level of fulfillment that Consulting Mastery has. There's like only one other guy I know, and he scales guys from multiple 6 figures to like $1 million a month. Yeah. So it's like, there's nobody at this level. You have no other options. Not a matter. It's just, you got to commit to something, and even if you weigh it out, it's like, even if you add an extra $5,000, like you go from, you know, even if like in the worst possible case scenario, you go from making $5,000 a month, and then you go to, you know, making extra $2,000 on top of that. Oh, in just a few months, like 6 months, you're going to make all your money back anyways. You're already positive. It's like, you go to college, somebody spends $80,000 a year to make $100,000, like, to make $100,000 a year starting off. And it's like And you do that without, and half the people don't even use that college degree. It doesn't make sense to me. It's like I invested $3,000 and within like 4 months I made 10 grand.
Yeah.
And now I can do that 10 grand a month. And it's like that. It just, the correlation with the school and stuff like that. Okay, maybe because you have a degree, you might be guaranteed a job, but it's like then there's no growth in that.
Yeah.
So there's not really a big risk on your end, especially when you're already making income and he has all the proof there. It's like if you were a nobody, you didn't have like, and he's not gonna like if he doesn't see the potential, he's gonna tell you to fuck off.
I'm just not gonna sell you, bro.
Yeah, but like he's just gonna tell you like, dude, you're not like. You can see when somebody's not capable of it, or like it's not that they're just not there yet mentally and they haven't taken that step, those first initial steps to like commit and really just tell themselves, okay, I'm going to do this kind of thing. Like I said, at the end of the day, he's giving you an opportunity.
Yeah.
Because unless you absolutely just lie your ass off like Josh did when he first joined, like I said, that's on your end, but like he's got to see the potential first before he's going to even sign you on, which 99% of other, online business coaches aren't going to do. They are going to, like I said, I don't even think Soe has the ability to just lie to your face about that shit. I don't think Soe can do it either. So yeah, maybe we're all like a little bit in a good way. We're a little bit soft in that aspect, in a good way though.
We're all the same. I appreciate that, man. I mean, like for the guys that look at the program, they've been weighing out options. Like, what's your favorite part about the program, or like what do you enjoy the most, and what are your general thoughts on it?
Oh man, so yeah, it's just the one thing question. It's all of it at the end of the day. Having somebody who cares about your business more than you do sometimes, because you can get comfortable. You know what I mean? It's like just having that person just like telling you something's dog shit. Like that's like the best thing is like if you cannot take criticism in that way, you should want somebody to dog you about something.
Yeah. Like
in a good way, like not just dog you and not give you a solution to it, but like say this is booty, and then you just got to go and change it. Like so, I mean that for sure, and then setting then the steps to move forward, having the clarity, having the inputs on a weekly basis to go and and provide a solution to that. That's what he did, and then the communication aspect and making it super easy for sure.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're here in Dubai, 50K a month. Cruz is 20 years old. I'm 19. He just got his watch. I got my watch. Look at this.
Yeah.
So fucking sick. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys got crazy value from this video. You learned a bit about Cruz. But where can they find you real quick?
Yeah, so pretty much you guys can find me. My main platform is Instagram, so at CruzBra with 2 H's. And then YouTube CruzBra, TikTok CruzBra with like an X instead of an A and then subtract an H. And you can find me on there too, but mostly Instagram.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for doing this with me, Matt.
Bro.
Great fucking interview. Yeah. I'm super excited for you guys to kind of just learn everything, like this is what happens when you have the right information, right systems, and you just put in the work. Cruz is probably one of the most disciplined clients I've worked with. Not because it's like the thing is, Cruz obviously has the followers and everything, but he's still one of the most disciplined guys that I know that has kind of just taken all the information and just applied it. And that's why he's been able to double his business in the first 60 days, And this is a result of what happens when you put in the work in 2 to 3 months. You completely double everything. Everything changes. We shouldn't be here. Yeah. You should be in college. I'm still in college, but we shouldn't be in Dubai, bro. We both paid for this trip. He paid for his watch, everything. We should not be here. But the only difference between me and you guys, and us and you guys, is we just put in the work and we took the risks and everything, and it all worked out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Follow Cruz. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.